All right, hello and welcome to Football Twaddle. My name is Saru, and we start off finally with our World Cup preview. And hopefully, we'll bringing out many episodes during the World Cup. And yes, my
Mhm.
friend, who is always
What's
here
up?
with his expert opinions. What's up, dude?
I'm good, buddy. I'm good.
Okay, just before the World Cup, we had to talk about this Piers Morgan guy. What did he do?
I think he did good journalism. He got a story, he got a subject to say a bunch of controversial things. And so you're obviously referring to the Cristiano Ronaldo interview, the explosive interview that I think has made sure he'll never play for Manchester United again.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
mean, he said a bunch of things which the fans or earlier coaches have already said. Things like, the infrastructure at the club is not all that great. And he said that Manchester United is a commercial club, something that I think Louis Van Gaal had recently said when he asked
hmm,
Julian Timber to not go there or whatever. But I think he said that he does not respect the current manager. Like
hmm.
he also said that the previous manager was his director of football, not a coach. But that's not a problem. But the fact that he does not respect Eric Ten Hag, that one statement has sort of ensured that I don't think
He'll never play again.
he'll ever play for
Okay,
Manchester United, which is fine.
the last
Yeah,
thing about this.
yeah.
Do you think that he gave this interview with a specific reason of Manchester United basically saying enough of your contract?
No, I didn't get you.
Do you think he
Manchester United
gave
is saying enough.
like him and Manchester United basically saying contract is done. You're free to go
Right.
whatever you want to do in Jan, and he is
Oh,
aiming.
that's what. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, look at the timing as well. Like he knows that the window is in January, and had he come up with this interview before, maybe it would have created more problems. Now that the team has sort of disbanded for the World Cup, and the season resumes in late December, which is very close to the transfer window. So yeah, so it
Yes.
has been timed perfectly by him.
Correct. And okay, fine. Now that's out of the way. We really
Yep.
don't want to be spending more time on that.
Hmm.
Let's talk about the World Cup. First Winter World
Yes.
Cup. We are not used to
Uh-huh.
it. Looks like the
No.
world is not used to it. The World Cup
Yep.
starting a week. Like they played the last league game on Friday and the World Cup is starting on Sunday. I thought we will have 2 weeks where we can do aram say like 4 or 5 previews and things like that. Clearly that's not the case. Man,
Yep.
okay, whatever said and done, with all the
Hmm.
things that's going on politically about Qatar hosting it and the moral
Yep.
implications, it's the World Cup, dude. At the end of the day, the excitement's already building up.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, of course, social media knows what your tastes are, and might since football is like a very important part of my life. I don't think I've read too many stories apart from the World Cup, whether they're football related or whatever else online. So I must say I'm very well versed with the history of Qatar now, simply because the World Cup is happening there, which I was not. I was absolutely a novice when it came to Qatar. Like a week back, but now
You
with the
know
World Cup
everything.
being there, there's so much analysis going about how this tiny little Gulf country managed to be in a position where they're hosting a World Cup, and the fact that they're hosting a World Cup is a very small piece of their geopolitics.
Correct. So,
Yep.
do you feel like you are like Jared Kushner who can solve the Middle East?
Oh man, I wish.
All right. Who are the favorites? I mean, I haven't really read as much as
Mhm.
you have, but you clearly, when you have read only about the history of Qatar. But in my head, the favorites for the World Cup are basically
Yep.
France, Brazil, Argentina, and Spain. Am I right in thinking that?
Spain are very, very strong, but I don't think too many people are giving them a chance simply because this is not as strong as the Xavi Iniesta team, which is fresh in everyone's memory.
Hmm.
I think, given how they played in the previous World Cup and as well as in the Euros, especially, I think they're a good tournament team. They can hold possession and everything. So, but still, you don't see too much excitement about this Spanish team. The only news coming out about this Spanish team is how they're forcefully retired David De Gea. Like they
What?
sent him congratulatory messages on his retirement, and he was like, "What the hell? I never declared my retirement.
Oh
What's wrong
shit.
with you
So basically, he's retired.
guys?"
It is so obvious. All right, so
Yeah.
that's with Spain. Man, I saw the Brazil team. It seemed a little weak in defense, maybe, but wow,
Mhm.
the talent there, it's crazy.
Yeah, that team is overflowing with talent, man. I mean, they have got so many wingers, so many people in the midfield. The only area where they're sort of weak is wingers. And given how the modern game is so heavily reliant on wingers, you'd never know. But well, Danny Alves is still playing, and Danny Alves sort of, was the prototype of the modern winger, right? I don't
Yeah,
think he has the age or the legs to play like that.
didn't he
But
retire or
let's see.
something?
No, no, I think he still plays professional football in Brazil. He certainly is in the squad. I don't know if he'll start, but yeah, he's still around.
Okay, look at the bloody goalkeepers, Allison, Ederson, and Weverton.
Yep.
Weverton is just on a holiday, so it's Allison or Ederson, right?
Yeah.
And Thiago Silva is still there, Eder Militao,
Yep.
Marquinhos, Sandro, yeah,
Yeah.
and Dani Alves, Danilo. But look, let's start from the midfield. We have Casemiro, Bruno
Mhm.
G, Fabinho,
Yes.
Fred, who plays well for Brazil, Lucas
Yes.
Paqueta,
Strangely.
and then
Mm.
attackers Anthony, Jesus, Martinelli, Neymar, Rafinha, Richarlison, Rodrigo, Vinicius Jr. Dude, are they your hands-on favorite to win the World Cup?
I mean, I speak with bias because I really like a bunch of players in this team. I mean, there are the Manchester United boys. There's Vinicius Junior, who I've backed. So I don't want to jinx them, but I really like this team to go on and do it.
And win the World Cup, right? Are we
Yes,
going to
yes.
get a customary Brazil versus Mexico in round of 16?
It's Argentina versus Mexico.
Oh, this
I
time,
don't think
this time Mexico will play Argentina. All right.
in the groups. In the groups, so I think the organizers were like, this is going to happen eventually. So why waste time? Just get this out of the way in the groups.
All right, let's
Yeah.
look at Argentina squad. We have Emiliano Martinez and Rui as goalkeepers. Defenders,
Mm.
let me see if I can recognize some names. Otamendi, he is still playing. Wow.
Mm.
Lisandro Martinez and Juan Foyth. Oh, the Spurs guy. He's doing quite well at Villarreal, no? Then we have Papu Gomez in midfield, Enzo Fernandez, and then Rodrigo De Paul, who is, I think, is a very average Leandro Paredes. But look at the forwards: Messi, Di
Yeah.
Maria, Lautaro Martinez, and Paulo Dybala.
Mhm.
You think this will be the year before? If Messi doesn't win the World Cup here, will they have another World Cup like next year?
Yeah, I'm sure. But because anyway, the next one is going to be a 48 team World Cup in the US, so they'll come up with some excuse to play pseudo
Okay.
World Cup.
No, but
Anyway, so
the,
go ahead.
yeah, no, no. Say, continue.
But speaking of Argentina, I think they have as you mentioned, they have a very strong forward line. So as long as the defense and the midfield don't manage to concede too many goals, this team will go very far in the tournament.
Man, okay,
So
yeah, we'll
yeah.
get to that a little later. I'm looking at the
Mhm.
Belgium squad now. The only reason I'm looking at it is because there's always every World Cup has this conversation about will this be the last chance for its golden generation? So fill in the blanks country, last chance for the golden generation is always the story of a World Cup.
Of a World Cup.
Any World Cup. Like, I remember in Portugal in 2002 or 2006, they're like,
2006. Yeah.
is this the last chance of golden generation that had like Rui
Okay. Okay.
Costa and
Okay.
things like that?
Right.
So,
Right. Right.
so now we are looking
Yeah.
at
So Belgium.
Belgium.
Yeah. 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 Because I don't think we have too many exciting like early 20s players from Belgium. So yeah. I mean, they're
Why?
pretty much right.
You don't think Den
Who is
Donker
there?
is an exciting defender?
Oh man. The
Or
only
okay,
thing exciting about his name, Den Donker.
so
Mhm.
as you said, Den Donker is not very exciting. So I'm trying to find an exciting player for you from Belgium, and here we go. Romelu Lukaku, Michi Batshuayi, who gave us the
Dude,
moment.
I mentioned like someone in the early 20s because the question was, is this going to be the last chance? I'm telling you, why is it going to be the last chance for this generation? Because
Okay,
by the
is
next World Cup comes around, they'll be too old. They don't have like younger legs supporting them.
Yuri Tillemans, is he young for you? Young enough?
He's, I guess, borderline. So yeah, one
All right.
one good
And
youngsters you found.
talking of oldies of Belgium,
Hello.
Jan Vertonghen, Toby Alderweireld,
Yeah.
they are still there. Wow.
Oh
I
God.
mean, this squad makes me just feel so old because I've been seeing this guys for like 15 years now. So even they don't retire, even we
Yeah,
don't stop
man.
watching.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know, man. They just Belgium just have stopped exciting me because they've disappointed me for like 3 tournaments now.
Yeah. I think last World Cup they lost to Brazil or they beat Brazil. They beat Brazil, right?
They beat Brazil, yeah.
But then again, they lost to France, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, they lost to France. It was, I think, someone
Yeah,
scored a header.
yeah.
I think
Anyway,
Umtiti scored a header, and that was the last thing that Umtiti has done in like forever.
Oh man, MTT. Let's get to France a little later because
Yeah.
I'm so confused about who all are injured. But I'm like browsing through squads in the Brazil's group. There's Serbia. Look at Serbian forwards: Dusan Tadic, Mitrovic, Dusan Vlahovic. Lots of Dusans, and then we have Luka Jovic. Dude, I think Serbia are, as they call it, the dark horses of this World Cup.
Serbia is always good. See, what we forget is like once upon a time there was a team called Yugoslavia which used to be pretty strong. Like they haven't won a tournament ever, but
Yes,
historically they're a very strong team. I think Croatia is the only successive state who has done anything in football. But yeah, Serbia has always produced great players. Let's see if they can gel together this time. Maybe this is
yes,
going to be the year where they go through. But yeah, I mean, then a tough group. Hey, but have you noticed, like, if you look at the groups alphabetically from A to F, it's
mm.
almost like they progressively get tougher. It's like with every letter, with every letter, you're like, oh my god, this group is much worse than
All
the
right,
much more competitive than the previous one.
we'll do that. I'm just looking at
Yeah.
a squad. Like there's a team, Portugal. Everyone loves their players, but I don't think they're
Mm-hmm.
favorites anytime. But everyone just loves enough players of Portugal. I mean, it speaks volumes to the amount of transfers and how well these players have done for themselves. So look at the
Yeah,
forward
yeah.
line. We have Cristiano, Joao Felix,
Mm-hmm.
Rafael Leao, and Andre Silva. But look at the midfield: Bernardo Silva, Bruno Fernandes, Ruben Neves,
Mm-hmm.
Juan Mario.
Yeah.
Dude, and then they have the great Diego Dallo. Oh God, this team is just is. I think it will deliver. Pepe is still playing. Forget Otamendi. Pepe is
Yep.
still playing.
Yeah. Pepe, man, Pepe. That's the
Like,
best part of international football, that you get to watch the deadly Pepe.
yeah, isn't he? I'm just trying to find his age. Like, oh, I clicked on Pepe's name, and you know
36,
what?
37.
Yeah, and you know what's the
Pepe the
first
Frog.
you know what the first article come. Gab Morcati writes, "This is not a last dance for Messi or Ronaldo on the World Cup stage." He says it may seem like the last dance, but it's not. So I have a feeling he's going to mention Pepe somewhere there. All right. Since you spoke of the
Mm.
groups, let's start with progressively tough. You said no, it goes. So let's start with the
Yep.
easy one: Qatar, Ecuador, Senegal, Netherlands. Okay, who is going to go through?
Oh, this group, I think Netherlands and Senegal go through.
Why not Qatar? Have
They're
they
playing
not?
their first World Cup. No, I don't think they've. It would be too much if they buy the refs as well. Like they bought the World Cup for specific reason, and that's not like winning at football. So yeah,
What do you mean? That is just so rude. How
but
can you even say such things?
because they're true, man.
Justify yourself.
No, see, they want to project a lot of power and stuff, right? So this is from what I've learned through the history of Qatar in the last week. So it's just a fun thing that the emirs of Qatar are doing. I don't think they care about the team doing too well as long as the event goes well.
Yeah, as long as they're having fun, right?
Yep.
Okay, Senegal
Yep.
has Ismail Assar, Sadio Mane. Let me see if I can identify Idrissa Gueye. Oh God, Check
Idrissa Gueye.
Kuyate.
Yeah.
Dude, Check Kuyate. This like I can and Koulibaly, of course. Then Abdul Diallo. Is that the Manchester United guy?
No. Oh yeah, yeah. He's playing for Sunderland now.
Oh shit! And then Eduardo Mendy. So that's not bad. And which is the other team we said here? Ecuador. Ah, screw it. I can't be bothered with that. All right. Second group: England, Iran, USA, and Wales. Talk of geopolitics and Wales just not knowing what to do. What's Wales's contribution to this group?
Oh, I think Wales is gonna go through, man. I mean,
Come,
yeah, football is the
expl-
only thing. They
explain
just have.
yourself.
No, they just have enough championship and Premier League players playing in that Welsh team to sort of go through. I don't think Iran are going to pull
All
up
right.
any
Talking
trees.
of
And USA, I don't think they've USA have progressively
down.
become worse over
Worse.
this
They,
decade.
they become so bad. So Wells team is Wayne Hennessy, then we have Ben Davis, then we have Joe Rodon, Ethan Ampadu, and
Uh,
Joe Allen. Is it that Liverpool guy?
man, yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Swansea.
He's at Swansea. Aaron Ramsey. Then we have Gareth Bale. It's like no one's bloody retired. And Dan James. Oh, come on. I will support Wales for Dan James. I really like that guy. So you are saying who will go through England and Wales?
England and Wales will go through.
Don't you think you're being a tad unfair on Iran?
Ah.
just
I mean,
because
I don't know how well those ACs in the Qatari stadium work. If they
just
don't work too
because
well, then Iran will go through, man.
just because you don't know any other player other than Ali Reza Jahan Baksh, you are writing them off. That is
So
very unfair.
Iran are pretty strong, but I don't know, man. It just doesn't. I mean, I know it's Asia's World Cup and everything, but I have a bad feeling for all Asian teams in this World Cup.
All right. Okay. Yeah. I have a bad feeling about them in all World Cups. So that's fine. I mean, Group C, apart from South Korea cheating in 2002, I didn't feel any happy moments. So, yeah. So we have Group C, Argentina, Saudi, Mexico, and Poland. Argentina will go through. Who
uh,
among Mexico and Poland will go through?
oh man, this is I think the only tough call in the top half of the groups.
Okay.
I
If it,
I just think I just think Mexico will go through because Lewandowski has been playing so much and his back is so tired by carrying that bloody Barcelona team that I think he can't. I think he'll be too tired to like pull
Oh,
their
but
Poland as
yeah,
well.
but Poland has one of my favorite players, Romaka left wing back, Nikola Zaleski. He's so good, and Wojciech Szczesny is there, Lewandowski, Milik. They have a decent squad, yeah, Poland.
Oh,
But
of course, they have a decent squad.
Last World Cup also, I thought they had a decent squad. They lost all their games. So
Yeah,
okay, let's look at Mexico. Raúl Jiménez, Chucky Lozano. Let's see which are the other names I can. Hector Herrera is there. Okay,
I think that Liga MX, that their domestic league is decently strong, and I mean a bunch of players are from there. I think there are a bunch of players playing in Spain and Portugal as well.
okay.
I think they just have
I'll
the depth to pull through.
I'll make a bold call, and I with a heavy heart, I'm going to say Poland is going to go through, and not Mexico. And we
Uh,
made some very good friends in the last World Cup who are Mexicans. So there'll be a
oh,
very lot of sad people, but that's what it is.
right.
Now let's get to this: France, Australia, Denmark, Tunisia. France.
Easy. Okay, go ahead.
Let's talk about this damn
Yeah.
France team. There are like a
Mhm.
million people who are injured, right?
Yeah.
From Conte, Vonte, and all, everyone's gone. But I look at
Yeah.
the damn squad. Look at the midfield: Kawaminga, Fofana, Gundosi, Rabiot, Tukame, Jordan
Mhm.
Veretout. He's like the worst of that midfield. And forwards: Benzema, Kingsley Coman, Ousmane Dembele, Giroud, Griezmann, Mbappe, Marcus Thuram. Like, what the hell? Do injuries not affect this team at all?
No, they have no. Pogba is missing through injury and whatnot. But
No, but
France
it does.
always had amazing depth because of that Clairefontaine academy and colonialism. So yeah, so it's not surprising, man. France is a football superpower, so it's not very surprising that they are one of the favorites to win this tournament.
But why did you think Group D? You said progressively it gets tougher. So why is Group D tough for you? Okay, France goes through. Are you not able
Maybe
to make
this
up
is the
your mind?
exception, man. This is like the bump in the road, I guess,
Okay,
where
who?
it's too obvious. No, but yeah, whatever. France goes through, and guessing is also. I mean, if I was to guess, then Denmark will also go through quite easily.
Yeah, they have
Like
the great. They have the
Denmark, I
great.
think will beat Australia and Tunisia.
They have the great Martin Braithwaite, who has fought for the people's rights. He's the people's champ. So I am rooting for Denmark all the way. All right, let's come to
Yeah.
this. I didn't, man, see how prepared I am. I didn't even realize
Mhm.
Spain and Germany are in the same group till I
Yeah, so
just
now
saw
all the
this.
tough groups start the second half of the draw. So yeah, so there are
Oh,
six very good teams that go through to the quarterfinals from this half of the draw.
okay, so we have, let's go with the Spain, Germany, Costa Rica, and Japan. Last World Cup, Germany
Uh-huh.
lost to South Korea to get out
Right.
of the World Cup in the group
Oh
stage. You think they will lose to Japan in this World Cup and get out of group stage?
no, man! I think this German team is. There may not be too many superstars, but they just have enough squad depth to pull through.
Okay, let me see. Since you talk of superstars, who is a superstar in this German team? Manuel Neuer and Thomas Muller.
Yep,
Wow.
former
Wow.
World Cup winners.
No, that is fine, but we are calling them as the superstars, right? Otherwise, it's Rudiger, Nicolas Sule, Schlotterbeck,
Mm.
then who else? Christian Counter, Matthias Ginter. They're all just average players. Their defense looks so bad.
They're not average. They aren't Kimmich and Goretzka playing. I mean, they are great midfielders.
Huh, so
Bayern
I'm
Munich.
talking about defense. German defense looks just so
Okay.
bad. Midfield, yes, they redeem themselves. They have
Right.
Gundogan, Goretzka, Gnabry, Sane, Musiala,
Mhm.
Kimmich, Muller, Julian Brandt, Mario Götze. And in forwards, they have Kai Havertz. Oh, yeah, I don't think Germany is going to win this World Cup. I think. All right. The
Yeah.
question for you is, I'm assuming you're going to say Spain and Germany go through.
Yep.
Who will finish one?
I think Spain will finish one. Yeah.
Okay, so you are basically having a matchup between Kai Havertz
Hmm.
and
Morata.
Alvaro Morata. Really,
Uh-huh.
that's
Amazing
that's the
million
game
form.
you're playing, and you chose Morata. Yeah, well, Morata is a more natural finisher, so it makes sense. All right,
Yeah.
we have Croatia, Morocco, Belgium, Canada. Are Canada like one of those? In Canada, we used to have a thing called Ato Kuntu Lekka Killa. Means we'll get them to play, but they're not really counted in anything. So, is Canada one of those type of things, or do they even have anyone good other than Alfonso
I
Davies?
yeah. So they have Alfonso Davis and they have I think who's the striker? I'm forgetting a striker, like an up and coming striker in Europe.
Okay, let me read out all the strike forwards for you.
Yeah.
Buchanan,
Nope.
Miller,
Nope.
Cavallini, Ugbo, Hoylet, David, Larin, Alfonso
David.
Davies.
David. Jonathan David. I think.
Yes. Who does he play
Yeah.
for?
Yeah. He plays for Lille.
Oh, Lille. That's not bad.
Yeah.
So he
Yeah.
plays for a.
That's not bad at all. He's one of the heavily scouted players by the big boys.
I see. So
Europe.
then we have Croatia where Luka Modric will play for some million miles again. But Morocco, this group seems easy enough for Belgium, but a little misstep, and Morocco and
Hmm.
Croatia can be on their backsides very easily.
Yeah, I mean
But
one draw in one of the first two games, and it'll be squeaky bum time for Belgium.
yeah, okay, let me make one more prediction. Belgium and Morocco are going to go through from this group, not Croatia.
Oh damn, that's a hard one.
Yeah, but I think that's what's going to happen. Look at the Croatian squad. Ivan Perisic and Luka Modric and Mateo Kovacic. They're like 50 years old.
That's
Then
true.
they
But
have,
if I was to make a bold call, I would say Canada go through.
yeah, but we don't know much about Canadian teams, so let's not be those
Uh-huh.
wannabe pundits. The only reason why I'm saying Croatia may not go through is also because they have Dejan Lovren in their defense.
Hmm.
So
Yep.
that's a game changer. Okay, but you think it's going to be Croatia and Belgium to go through, right?
Yep.
Group
No.
G.
I think Canada. I'm backing Canada.
Just because you have heard about a Lille striker.
Yeah, and of course their left back is also fantastic. And we
Wow.
need some flavor in this World Cup, man. What I mean, this if it'll become another Euro otherwise.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So I want Morocco to go through. Morocco and Belgium, I'm saying Croatia will
Who
get
has
out.
who does Morocco have? Please enlighten me. I don't know.
Okay.
Is Fellaini still paying for that?
No, he retired, right? Okay.
Oh,
Let me see. I know because of FPL, I know a guy called Kufal, but there's a Bufal here. But we have Hakim Ziyech playing for Morocco,
okay.
and their goalkeeper is the U2 frontman, Bono. Yeah, but oh
Yeah.
wait, they have a Serie A player, Sofian Amrabat. He's there. He's just about average. Ashraf
Okay.
Hakimi is there. So Roman
Hmm.
Saiz is there. They're not bad. Yeah, so they'll do well. So no problem with
Hmm.
that. Then we have Brazil, Serbia, Switzerland, Cameroon. Okay. Brazil, I already said are favorites, so they definitely going
Hmm.
to go through.
Yep.
Serbia, Switzerland, Cameroon. There's no way on earth we can say who among these three will go through.
Yeah, it's very hard. And again, Switzerland have those Albanian players who'll score and do the eagle celebration against Serbia. Uh,
they, they
all of that geopolitics will come through in this group as well. So, yep.
they can
This is
do
a very
all of
spicy group. This is. I think
yes.
even Cameroon have a bunch of decent players, but yeah, this is a very tough group.
Oh,
It's
fine. Who is the most without
baptism by fire for Brazil.
without using Google? Why don't you answer this? Who is the most famous Cameroonian player from this current squad?
Oh, from this current squad? Oh, I
Uh,
don't know anyone. I'm just
Eric
assuming that
Maxim
Cameroon.
Choupo-Moting.
Oh man, but he's in great form. He's in great form. I mean, although
Yeah,
he plays in a team where he gets a ton of chances and the opponents aren't too great. I mean, Bayern Munich run away with that league and all that. But yeah, I mean, they all count.
yeah. Man, fine. Let's talk about that in the second part. Brazil, we've already gone through. Cameroon, Serbia, we've done. Switzerland, they're always tough to beat. Switzerland, they have and look at
Always.
always and their forwards. Embolo, Vargas are there.
Mhm.
Midfield, Shaqiri, Shaka, Dennis Zakaria, Fabian Frey, who I think has been playing since the 1982 World Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, and their goalkeeper Jan Sommer, who is like again I think 50 years old. This
Mm.
is. Do you want to hazard a guess on who will go through in this group?
I I haven't seen Serbia go through in a lot of tournaments, so I'll back Serbia here.
So
I
much for
think they
you.
have the
So much
personnel.
for you wanted a flavor. You're not in backing an African team. You're not backing an Asian team. Nothing.
Which Asian team is playing in this group?
No, I mean in general, have you backed any
Dude,
Asian?
I really like Japan. They're so unfortunate they're in the group they are, man, with Germany and Spain. Otherwise, almost in every other group, I would have said Japan to go through.
All right. Another question. At what point in this World Cup are we going to read articles about how Japanese fans are so sweet that they pick up their own trash and put it in the dustbin before leaving the stadium?
Oh man, I think
Yeah.
just after the first game, I
First
guess.
game. All right. The
Yeah,
last group Portugal, Ghana, Uruguay, and South Korea. If Portugal are not careful, they won't even finish third in this group.
yeah. This is an absolute nightmare group for Portugal, man. And given the whole circus behind Cristiano Ronaldo, it's going to be difficult. I mean, he's unwell. Cristiano Ronaldo is unwell, and I'm sure all the players secretly wish that he
He
remains
remains
unwell because
unwell.
they'll need they need a lot of legs, which Ronnie is not gonna
Yeah,
provide.
which Rafael Leao and Joao Felix can give easily. They're
Yeah,
quite
even
talented.
that, and Andre Silva is a pretty decent striker and
Yes.
plays in a system where pressing is done. So, or Portugal can simply play without a striker. Man, their midfield is so good. So yeah, so but I mean, I think Portugal have enough even enough strong players, even at fullback position to go through this group. So
All right.
yeah.
And just for fun, I'm going to read out some players' names of South Korea. You don't really have to comment, but such
Mhm.
cool names: Jung Woo
Yeah.
Yang, Son Jung Ho, Paik
Mhm.
Seung Ho. Man, this is like Rahul Shivshankar reading out that from the Chinese Gala one menu. Cho Gui Sung, Lee
Mhm.
Kang. Who the hell are these guys? Son Heung Min, I know.
Yeah,
Who is that guy you were talking about? The other guy? Kim Moon Hwan, the defender.
I think so. His first name was Kim. Yeah, the defender at Napoli.
Wow. Yes. So this is the
Mhm.
defense of South Korea. His first name for Kim is Kim. So much for you saying. The defenders for this are Kim Min Jae, Kim Young Won,
Kim Min Jae. Sorry,
uh,
now that you mentioned, he's the
Kim
guy.
Min
Yeah,
Jae, Kim Young Won, Kim Moon Hwan, Kim Tae Hwan, Kim Jin Sun. So please don't say a Kim for especially for South Korea because that ain't
yeah,
working.
man.
All right. And let's talk a little about Uruguay. They're always the
Yeah.
favorites to lose in the quarterfinal. And
Mhm.
they have your favorite player as a forward, Darwin Nunes. Their forward line is like oldies and Nunes.
Yeah.
Maximiliano Gomez, Edinson Cavani, Luis Suarez, and Darwin Nunes. Wow. Midfield, Lucas Torreira, Bentancur, Federico Valverde, and
Yep.
some Torres. So,
Man,
and
I really like both South Korea and Ghana, but I don't think there'll be any match to Uruguay. Uruguay are definitely going through. Fede Valverde is in the form of his life. The goals he's scoring for Real Madrid are insane. I just think in tournament football, especially at group stages, I think a half decent defense with goal scorers up front takes you through.
okay, I think Uruguay will top the group and Portugal will finish second.
Quite possible. Quite possible.
All right. On that note, we should take a break
Mhm.
right now. After the break, let's talk about who are the players to look forward to in the World Cup. And let's make
Right.
some bold predictions on Golden Glove, Golden Boot, I don't know, all sorts
Mhm.
of golden crap. So yeah, stay tuned to Football Twaddle. All right, welcome back to our World Cup preview episode of Football Twaddle. Yes, let's start with
So,
this.
yep.
Who are the players to look forward to in this World Cup? I'm sure you have read up on this.
Yeah, so from Germany, this youngster called Musiala, who's
Oh, Bayern Munich.
from Bayern Munich, is supposed to be very skilled, but given the depth in Bayern, his chances have been limited, I would say. And nobody really watches the Bundesliga a lot. So
Mm.
this is a good stage. The world stage will be great for him to show his skills and talent.
Okay. What about Gavi of Spain?
Yeah, I think both Gavi and Pedri have been picked who are the back-to-back Golden Boy winners, right? The
Yes,
best youngster in the world. So yeah, I don't think Pedri played in the last. Did he play in the Euro? I don't know if he did,
I
but
I can't remember.
yeah, they'll be very important to the coach's plans in the World Cup. So,
Oh,
but the thing is, the way Spain play, I don't think. I don't know whether they'll be involved in all the assists and goals, but they'll be important to team at least.
okay. Jonathan David, we already spoke about. There is this guy who plays for Brighton, Kauro Mitoma.
Is he in
He's supposed,
Japan?
yes, a Japanese guy, and he's supposed to be one of the ones to look forward to.
I see. I don't think he must be a youngster. I haven't seen him play in Brighton much. Much as
Wow.
in I've not seen him play in Brighton at all. So
And then we
can't
have
comment on that.
Jude Bellingham for England. One thing I want to talk, I
Oh,
mean, I want to talk about a player who's not going to the World Cup, Jadon Sancho. What happened to Jadon Sancho? He was like such a cool guy and all. What happened to him?
yeah. I don't know whether it's that the penalty miss in the Euro or something else that has affected him because I think he's just a very cowardly player. Like he has a lot of skills, but whenever he gets the ball, I'm talking in the Premier League, of course, for Manchester United. He just passes it back to the fullback or passes it back in the midfield. Like most United fans want him to take on the player, but you just don't see him take on players, man. It's I don't know. There's something seriously. There's some serious issue there, I feel.
Yeah, but is it an attitudinal issue or is it that he's just so lost in confidence?
I mean, it could be both. I mean, these are not mutually exclusive. So yeah,
Okay,
let's see what happens. Maybe now that the World Cup break is on, maybe the coach Eric Ten Hag will get through to him, find out, and hopefully he'll improve.
all right. Okay, let me ask you a general quiz question. The first
Mhm.
game of the World Cup is Qatar versus Ecuador.
Right.
What is the state name of the stadium?
Al Pearl Island,
No. Well, you got the Al part right. It's Al Bayt Stadium.
Al
ABAYT.
Bayt. Okay. Hmm.
Yes. Okay. One more question for you. When did Wales last reach the World Cup?
Oh, 1958.
Wow. What happened then?
They reached the quarters and they drew against the eventual winners Brazil, and a replay had to be played. And
Hmm.
they lost in that replay. And in that replay, I think their star player John Charles was injured, and John Charles is one of the greatest foreigners to play for Juventus.
Wow. You know so much about Wales. Are you like secretly rooting for them to win the World Cup or something?
Oh God, no man. I mean, it's not possible for them to win, so it's just like wishing for something incredible to happen, which is not going to happen. Yeah.
All right. Who is going to score the highest amount of goals this World Cup?
Oh, that's a tough one. But I'll I think Vinicius Junior, man. I'm backing my man to do it.
Vinicius Junior.
Yep.
What? He?
Yeah. I
How
mean,
can
I hope he go. I hope Brazil go all the way. And Jesus
if
is not there to
if
score
Brazil go
goals.
all
So
the way,
who's
it's
going to
going to
score?
be Neymar who's going to be scoring the most goals, not Vinicius Junior.
Oh, but I mean, come on. Neymar is also a playmaker. He'll possibly be the top assister.
Top assister.
Yep.
Is that what they call them? Top assisters.
I don't know. I just made it up, I guess.
All right. Okay. Who is going to be the player of the World Cup?
Player of the World Cup, man. Oh boy, but that's a tough one. But I mean, I certainly hope it will be a Brazilian.
Sure. You can hope whatever you want. I asked you for a name.
Let's go with Neymar.
Man. You think if what will happen if Neymar wins the World Cup? Like what will happen to his footballing career?
I think it this will pretty much be the peak of his football career.
No, I what I meant that
Of
we know
course,
it will be the peak. What I meant
so
was
he'll just party, and given that
is he going to
that
retire
PSG
the
is
next
owned
day?
by Qatar, he'll be excused for this entire year so that he can go party and have fun.
All right.
So yeah, I
According to
guess this is part of the program.
according to Opta, Brazil, Brazil are the favorites to win the World Cup. When I say favorites, there's a
Mhm.
15.8% chance or something for them to win the World Cup. Second is Argentina, third is
Mhm.
France, fourth is Spain. So
Mhm.
yeah, so this has to. I think if Neymar wins the World Cup, he's going to win the Ballon d'Or, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I
Man,
mean, PSG have, but no, I don't know what is the bracket for the Ballon d'Or. Are they going to count this World Cup towards next year's Ballon d'Or? If they are, then 100% it will be him,
yeah, but more
because
like
PSG will anyway win the league. He'll have many crosses checked.
feelings will come in play, right? So it's okay. So it's not about
Right.
who will win or who will not lose. Once you have won the
Oh,
World Cup, then you're like in your mind, it's always there when you're voting for Ballon d'Or. Yeah, this guy had
right.
done it. So that's how
Yep.
it is. Who's going to be a surprise in this World Cup? Like like surprisingly bad. Let's say, is it going to be Harry Kane because he was the
Ooh.
Golden Boot last time?
I'm pretty sure he's going to be underwhelming, but I don't think he'll be surprisingly bad. Are you
Okay.
looking for a player or a team?
Player team, so we don't know yet, but a player like whom we expect a lot of things from and they're going to disappoint. I can think of a name like Angel Di Maria.
I think it's going to be Neymar's teammate Mbappe,
Oh,
Kylian
but you
Mbappe.
think France will do well but Mbappe will suck, is that what you're saying?
No, I don't think France is going to win the World Cup, and which is going to be a disappointment for them because they are a great team. So yeah, and I think they'll either go out in the quarters or the semis, which is going to be bad for them. And I don't think Mbappe is going to contribute much to this year's World Cup.
So what will people blame that on?
Lack of concentration because he's so obsessed with being at the top at PSG.
All right. Okay. Now that we've spoken about what we are expecting, let's read out the predictions mailed by Samuel Eto.
Mhm.
Right?
Oh, that was a nutty one.
Hey, dude, come on. Eto,
Mm.
how can anyone not love Eto? He's just so amazing, right?
Yes.
So let's go. Group A, Senegal topping, but here's Qatar coming second, ahead of Netherlands third and Ecuador fourth. Wow. So
Man.
here's Senegal and Qatar. Group B, England, but Iran coming above. So here's England and Iran. Group
Mhm.
C, Argentina with, okay, he says Mexico and Poland and Mexico are going to fight. Group D, France winning the group, and Tunisia, I think, he goes ahead. He says Group E, Germany and Spain. Group F, Morocco finishing above Belgium. Group G, Brazil, but Eto reckons his country. Oh, Cameroon will finish on top and Brazil will finish second. And in Group
Wow.
H, Ghana on top and Uruguay in second. What are the chances of this happening?
Zero, man. I mean, obviously, he's gone for a very pro-African prediction. And kudos to him. I mean, if it happens, it'll be a lot of fun.
Okay, his round of 16, Senegal to beat Iran. That seems fair. Tunisia to beat Argentina. Oh, why
Man.
not? Why?
Pigs are flying.
Yeah, Belgium beating Germany. That can be like, okay, you can
Okay,
really
whatever.
see
Yeah.
that. Cameroon beating Ghana. Yeah, he would choose
Oh,
Cameroon.
yeah.
Qatar beating England.
Oh, man. That'd be
And
the day.
France beating Poland. What? Yeah, that's okay. Morocco beating Spain. Okay.
Mm.
Portugal beating Brazil. What? Oh no. This guy's gone crazy. But okay. In quarterfinals, he goes Senegal to beat Tunisia, Cameroon to beat Belgium, France to beat Qatar, Morocco to beat Portugal. Semi-final, Cameroon to beat Senegal. First all African semi-final. And Morocco
Mhm.
to beat France. And final, Cameroon to beat Morocco. Dude, he's planned it. I think that's exactly what's going to happen. Has Pele already come out and said that he expects the African team to do well again in this World Cup?
Dude, nobody gives a shit about what Pele says, man.
Didn't he say
Because
like
he's
20
he's
years?
been he's been so wrong so many times, and I think since Diego Maradona died, nobody has given a damn about Pele. Because I
Yeah.
mean, who cares now?
Should I DM him on Twitter to be a pundit on Football Twaddle's Twitter spaces?
Go for it. Go for it. I mean, it'll be
Again,
lovely to have.
yes. He knows English, right, Pele?
I mean, as much English as
We know.
as we know. So
All right, that's enough. Okay, before we go, let's talk about fixtures because we've spoken about everything else in the world. Let's talk about first three games because we are planning to do Twitter
Mhm.
Spaces and so we can talk about others later. The first game is going to be Qatar versus Ecuador.
Yeah.
So here's a question, not about even who's going to win or lose. Qatar has a
Mhm.
population of 3.5 lakh people. The stadium
Yep.
capacity is 60,000. Do you think
Yep.
it'll be filled with all Qatari nationals?
No, absolutely not, because Qatari nationals only make up like what 9% of the population in Qatar. They're all expats, so there'll
Mm.
be bunch of Indians, and we've read that
So,
hilarious news that Qatar is hiring Pakistani actors to be the fans of various teams, so that atmosphere is built up, right?
but why are they
So
hiring
yeah,
Pakistani actors? I don't know. They can hire anyone, right? They can hire Indian actors. We have so many people.
I guess after all the political trouble and the floods, the Pakistani rupee must have depreciated so much that
Oh,
it's
Qatar
easy.
suddenly gives a shit about money.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Or they can just get the families of all the people killed in the construction as a gesture, as a
Oh
PR
man,
gesture
this took
to
a dark turn.
no, what I'm giving the PR mitigating ways, but if you don't want to do, then on Monday night we have England versus Iran and Senegal versus Netherlands. So after the first day, we are directly
Mhm.
thrown into some serious matches where the
Yeah.
stakes are already high. Your
Mhm.
prediction for the first three games, Qatar, Ecuador.
Ecuador beat Qatar.
I actually
That's
just our friend sent on WhatsApp a news that supposedly is paying $7.5 million to Ecuadorian players to lose the game 1-0 in the second half. So I would believe that, and I would say Qatar is going to win 1-0.
fair play, man. Fair
All
play.
right. If it comes true, imagine it comes true. Wow, that's
Yeah.
going to be so much fun. England
Yeah, but
versus
Qatar has this thing, right? I mean, Qatari citizenship is definitely not easy to come by, but they wanted a great football team, so they have an academy that goes around the world and basically kidnaps like good 7-year-old football players to
Yeah,
like
but
play for the
that
team.
they Qatar and Bahrain were at the forefront of doing this even for the Olympics. So they got a lot of people. So they have a system in place. So it's
Mhm.
not a football specific thing. All right, England Iran prediction. I predict a 2-1 win for Iran.
Oh no way!
I think
It'll be a dreadful 1-0, like a Kane penalty type 1-0 game.
okay. And Senegal Netherlands. I would again say Senegal to win 2-0.
Damn, dude, Netherlands have been doing well, man, under Louis van Gaal.
No, dude. After reading Eto's predictions, I am seeing
It's
some
been
merit in the.
that has really colored your opinion, man.
Yeah, I'm
I
seeing
think
some.
this will be an exciting. I'm predicting a 3-2 win for Netherlands.
Yeah. Anyway, all in all, I genuinely hope that this is going to be a great World Cup. I actually did I was not even bothered about it till day before yesterday, but I can feel the excitement build in me. So I think it's going to be an amazing World Cup. And I hope we do well as well in covering the World Cup. And there'll
Yes,
always
yes.
be 3, 4 Indian fans with Indian flags in the stadium, which is going to be a fun thing to see.
Oh, in this World Cup, I'm sure there'll be much more because Qatar is close by. A lot of Indians are already in Qatar, so yeah, I hope they have fun.
Yes, I do. All righty. Yes, take care.
Bye. Take care.
All right, and that was it, guys. That's a World Cup preview episode. We are planning some things during the World Cup. So, first of all, this is hoping that we do those things, and that all of you participate in it. So, just watch out for Football Twaddle. Take care. Bye bye.